بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Hello, my dear students. How are you today? This is Mr. Nabil Adam from Al-Barkia Secondary School. Today, I'm going to present a recorded lesson for grade 10. There are some pages called the progress test on workbook. At the end of each 3 units or at the end of each module, students are supposed to answer a test called progress test. This is progress test 3. You are going to revise what you have studied in unit 7, 8, and 9. Please open your workbook, page number 70. So you are going to answer the questions from page 70 to page number 75. On progress test here, the first exercise is reading comprehension. Reading comprehension, but in a different way that you are asked to. First, you are going to read the text here about life before electricity. And the title is the Good Old Days. After reading the article, you are going to correct one language mistake in every line. You are going to read the article or the passage about life before electricity and underline the mistake. You are going to underline the mistake. It can be spelling mistake or punctuation mistakes. And then write the corrected word in the gap here, on the gap at the end of each line from 1 to 20. Let's read the sentence here. Life before electricity was hard. After the sun went down in the evening, it was dark. The sun here is wrong. This is a spelling mistake. How can you write the sun? We write the sun, S-U-N. After the sun went down in the evening, it was dark. Inside the streets, there were gas lamps. But inside the streets, there was gas lamps, but in people's homes, there were there's no mistake here. So we write in again. People's here should be apostrophe without apostrophe S. People's homes, there were no electric lights. So everyone used oil lamps, candles, and firelight. In general, they went to bed earlier and got up earlier. What about here, firelight? Firelight, it's a compound noun, but there is no dash. So you delete the dash. In general, they went to bed earlier and got up as soon as the sun came up. They could see everything. Come up. Would see come into came. So the past symbol. So they have to correct the sentence. As soon as the sun came up, they could see everything. Because we are telling the story to the book. Not number 4 for cooking, drinking, or washing. In towns there were pumps. How do I were? W-E-R-E. There were pumps. But in the country, people had to carry water from wells or streams. Streams in plural. Because there were no machines, people had to do everything by hand. How do I buy? By B-Y. This means that household jobs all worked longer. Washing clothes especially took a lot of time and energy. How do I clothes? Clothes, C-L-O-T-H-E-S. Especially took a lot of time. A lot without S, a lot of time, a lot of time, because time is uncountable. Home entertainment was also very different from today. There are there were no TVs, because we are talking about the past. There were no televisions to watch, no personal studio CD players or radios to listen. How do I stereos? Stereos, that's right. No personal studio. Stereo, CD players or radios. So stereo, we add plural S without E. CD players or radios to listen to the news or your how do I write your YOUR favorite music, and of course no computer games or the internet. Families made their own entertainment. Families, how do I write families? There is a missing I here. FAMILIES. Made your own entertainment, playing board games. How do I write board games? Board games, BOARD, chatting to each other and making their own music. For dairy farmers, fridges to keep their milk. Milk cheese. There should be here a comma because you have a list: milk, cheese, and butter, fresh. Butter, fresh. Here we put full stop. After fresh, we put a full stop. This is the end of the sentence. This means that they could not make much money because they had to sell their products soon after they were made. How do I sell? Sell is CLL. It's a verb, not sell as a noun. Some people still call these times the good old days. How do I write here? Good old days without dash. Now, after correcting the mistakes, the language mistakes, you should read the article again because you are going to answer some comprehension questions. Please read the text again. You can pause the video and read it again. Okay? Now, let's move to the next question here. The next question. Read the text again and answer the questions. How did people light their homes before electricity? Here we are talking about the way. How did people light their homes before electricity? People lit their homes before electricity. They used what? Oil lamps. They used oil. They used oil lamps. They used oil lamps, candles, and the firelight. When did people get up in the morning? You have to know the time. When did people get up in the morning? They got up as soon as the sun came up. Where did people who lived in the country get their water from? You are talking about the place. People who lived in the country got their water from wells or streams. Which particular household job took a lot of time? Which household job took a lot of time? Washing clothes. Washing clothes took a long time. What did people do instead of watching TV and listening to CDs? People didn't watch TV or they didn't listen to CDs. So what did they do in their free time? They played board games, chatted to each other, and made their own music. What three things did dairy farmers produce? Dairy farmers produced three things. What are they? They produced milk, cheese, and butter. Why did they have to sell their products quickly? They had to sell their products quickly. Why? Because there were no fridges, because there were no refrigerators or fridges. Now, look at these lists of words and phrases from the reading passage. Circle the words that does not belong in each list and give the reason why. here in sentences here or in letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, we have here 4 words in the list. You have to circle the odd one out. Which one is different? And you have to mention the reason. Oil lamps, candles, sun, gas lights. There is one which is different. Which one is different? The sun is different. Why the sun is different or odd? Because not man-made. Oil lamps, candles, and gas lights, they are all man-made. من صنع الإنسان. But the sun is from Allah. Okay, washing, chatting, drinking, cooking. Which one is different? Chatting is different. Why is it chatting different? Because washing, drinking, and cooking, we use water. We use water for them. But chatting, we don't use water. So washing, drinking, cooking, they are similar because we use water in them. And chatting, there isn't a use of water. Went, used, had, keep. Which one is different? Keep is different. Why is keep different? Because the 3 verbs went, used, had are in the past tense. And keep is not a past tense of verb. It's in the present. Money, milk, cheese, butter. Which is different? Money is different. Because milk, cheese, and butter, they are a dairy product or direct project, or they are from dairy products من منتجات الألبان. Money is not a direct product. Streets, families, machines, people. Here, people is different. Why? Because not a regular plural of a noun. Streets, families, machines, they are regular plural nouns. We add S to them. But a person, the plural is people. People is an irregular plural. So you don't add S here. Soon, after, made, much. After is different because not a 4-letter word. Here, soon, made, and much are similar because they are words with 4 letters, and after has 5 letters. Television, personal television, personal television, CD player, radio. Which one is different? Television is different. Why? Because not only used for listening, but also for watching. So personal television or personal radio or CD player or personal كذا radio, they are used for listening. But television is used for listening and for watching. Big, time, different, water. Which one is different? Different is different. Why? Because they are all nouns and different is an adjective. Now, choose the best meaning for the following words as used in the reading passage. These words were used in the passage. You are going to circle the best meaning. General. Does general mean usually, occasionally, sometimes, never? What does general mean? Usually. Running, sliding, hurrying, flowing, standing. We have running water, flowing water. And what does energy mean? Does energy mean time, travel, electricity, power? Energy means power. What does jobs mean? Jobs means employment, tasks, professions, careers. Jobs means tasks. You have different jobs at home. A chatting. What does a chatting mean? Does a chatting mean writing, cooking, singing, talking? A chatting means cooking or sorry, talking. Longer. What does longer mean? More energy, more time, more money. Yes. What does longer mean? Longer means more time. By hand. What does by hand mean? By hand means without walking, without feet, without machines, without people. By hand means without machines. Entertainment. What does entertainment mean? Work, music, travel. Entertainment means amusement. Hard, not soft, accurate, difficult, reliable. Hard means difficult. Different. Does mean different. In particular, different, unknown. Especially means yes. Especially means in particular. Is the right answer in particular. Now, exercise number 1, language practice here. We are revising grammar for module 3. Choose the correct verbs. Here you are revising the if conditional sentence. Example, I would buy a new mobile phone if I enough money. You notice here if, and you had would plus infinitive, so you should use the past or the second conditional past symbol, had. Okay, A. If you too quickly, she won't understand you. Here you have future, won't, plus infinitive plus first conditional. If I eat too much, I felt ill. You have present simple and use present simple zero conditional. Present simple, present simple, zero or general conditional. What would you do if you in my position? This second conditional, if you were in my position. If I am hungry, if I was hungry, I eat an apple. If I am hungry, it's zero conditional. If he more, he'd be a better tennis player. This second conditional use past simple practiced. I lend you his bike. He lend you his bike if you ask. This first conditional, present simple, future simple. If you more exercise, you would be fitter if you talk. This second conditional sentence. Now let's move to the second exercise here for grammar. We are talking about modal verbs using can or could or be able to for ability, and we use must, have to, or should for advice, for obligation, or necessity. Example, it's National Day in Kuwait tomorrow, so the streets could be very busy. Could be means might be. We are talking about possibility in the future. We use could or might. You fly a plane? This is a question. Can you fly a plane? Yes, Yes, I can. In fact, I fly for 3 years. In fact, I have been able to fly for 3 years. Why I have using here have been able to? Because we have 4 plus 3 years, a period of time. We should use the present perfect, have or has plus been able to. Talking about ability in the present perfect. Abdul Hamid speak Arabic and English fluently. Here we are talking about ability in the present. Abdul Hamid can speak Arabic and English fluently, but he speaks English very well. But he can't speak French very well. We are talking about the opposite or the negative inability. Can't. He read when he was only 2 years old. He could. We are talking about ability in the past. Do you think I tell her? Do you think I should tell her? You tell lies. It's wrong. You mustn't tell lies. So we are warning him not to tell lies. You collect me from the airport. I can take a taxi. You don't have to. We are talking about not necessary, something which is not necessary. You don't have to collect me from the airport. Why? Because I can get a taxi. You look really tired. You go to bed too late. You shouldn't go to bed late. Here, I'm giving advice. Now we are talking to exercise number 3. Complete the sentence with the negative form of the words in brackets. عندك كلمات داخل القوسين. These are adjectives, and you are going to use the negative form by adding some prefixes, by adding some letters before the adjective. For example, friendly. What's the opposite for friendly? Unfriendly. Formal. What's the opposite for formal? Informal. Honest. What's the opposite for honest? Dishonest. Patient. What's the opposite for patient? Impatient. Legal. What's the opposite for legal? Illegal. Reliable. What's the opposite for reliable? Unreliable. Okay. Now read the sentence and complete with the negative form of the words in brackets. A, formal, informal. B, honest, dishonest. C, patient, impatient. D, legal, illegal. E, reliable, unreliable. Now, you are going to do exercise number 4. Complete the sentence with strong or heavy followed by one of the words in the box. يعني عندك هنا كلمات داخل مستطيل. الكلمات دي هتستخدم قبلها strong وكلمات قبلها heavy. اي كلمات تيجي معاها strong واي كلمات تيجي مع heavy. Position, mind, belief, smoker, clouds, heart, impression. نضع قبلها strong أو heavy and then complete these sentences with one of these words from the list. My father is but he's trying hard to quit. So my father is a smoker. My father is a heavy smoker. The company is in a very to complete with the new one. The company is in a very strong position, strong position, مكانة قوية. Sammy left the country with he knew he would miss his home. Sammy left the country with a heart, heavy heart, heavy heart. I think it's going to rain very soon because I saw the clouds. I saw clouds in the sky. What are the clouds? Heavy clouds. She knows that in her faith will give her patience to deal with her many problems. She knows that her belief, which belief? Now, next exercise number 5, you are going to complete the text with one of the words in italics. اختار كلمة من كلمات المائلة. Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it a verb? So you have to choose by circling the correct word. Everybody depends upon modern technological or technology. Modern technology. We all use or useful gadgets. We all use gadgets, such as mobile phones, computing or computers, and motor cars. Our whole social or society system, our whole social system depends upon these devices. How can we survive or survival without them? How can we survive? Now, exercise number 6. Complete the sentence with words from the box. You have here verbs: suggest, think, believe, imagine, know. A. That the capital of Kuwait is Kuwait City. I know. That you go to bed early tonight. I suggest. I don't in making promises you can't keep. I don't believe. I is a situation before I write the story. I imagined the situation before I write the story. This is the correct street, but I am not sure. I think. Now, exercise number 7. Use the phrases in the box to give your opinion about the following statements. يعني استخدم العبارات الموجودة داخل الصندوق عشان تعطي رأيك في المواقف أو الجمل التالية. العبارات التالية. إيه الكلمات المستخدمة؟ In my opinion, I feel strongly that, without doubt, بدون شك. It is probably true that, as far as I know, water power is a more useful source of energy than oil. What do you think? As far as I know, water power is not polluted as oil. Summer is more pleasant than water. Summer is more pleasant than winter. What do you think? I feel strongly that winter is more pleasant than summer. Traveling by air is more fun than traveling by land. Without doubt, traveling by air is more comfortable and more fun than traveling by hand. There is missing E here, more, M-O-R-E. In the future, robots will do all the boring work. It is probably that robots will do the works women hate. Life in the past was better than it is now. In my opinion, life nowadays is much better than life in the past. Now, complete the sentence using the correct verb tense. So you are going to complete according to if the conditional. If conditional, is it first conditional, zero conditional, or second conditional? You have to complete with the correct meaning and the correct tense. If I forget to warm up, what do you do? I will have muscle cramps. If I finish revising tonight, I ready for the exams. If the committee reaches a decision, they will apply it. If you email me your contact details, I will reply you ASAP, as soon as possible. If you succeed in your studies, I will give you a present. This is what your mother says to you. If my printer runs out of ink, I will change the ink cartridge. So here we use the first conditional in all the sentence, present simple, future simple. Now, exercise number 1, use the information in the table to complete the text. You are going to read the table and then complete the text. Then complete nowadays, communication, information, school, shopping, traveling. We are talking and we are comparing between life in the past and life nowadays. Communication, handwritten letters sent in the post or delivered by messengers. Information was collected in libraries. School, teachers used the blackboards and gave some lessons outside. Shopping, towns and cities had markets where different items could be traded. Travel, overland by horse and overseas by boat. يبقى أنا عمل مقارنة ما بين الحياة في الماضي 1900 والحياة دلوقتي. الحياة في الماضي كانت اتصالات، كانت رسائل تكتب باليد أو تسلم بالبريد أو عن طريق الرسل، أو المعلومات كانت تجمع عن طريق المكتبات، والمعلمين كانوا بيستخدموا اللوحات السمبرات السوداء وكانوا بيعطوا دروس في الخارج. أما المدن، أما التسوق كان في الأسواق. في المدن كان بها أسواق، وكان يختلف فيه حيث تختلف السلع والبضائع، ويتم التجارة فيها من المدن للمدينة. أما السفر كان بري عن طريق الأحصنة، أو بري بحرا، أو عن طريق المراكب أو القوارب. هتقول لي بقى الحياة حاليا تكون إزاي؟ وكمل الفقرة من خلال الجدول. Modern technology has made the world a faster place. In the past, you couldn't just search the internet to access information. Instead, people relied on public and private and stayed in touch by sending to each other. These were written by. Traveling was also a lot more time consuming. Journeys from country to country by or could take weeks, if not months. Shopping was a very different experience too. And instead of browsing a shopping mall, people faced the hustle and bustle of the. Traditionalists argue that even though libraries and letters of the good old days were slower, they were also a lot more. You are going to complete with these words. Here, nowadays, emails and text messages are used. Information is collected mainly on the internet. Lessons are given in a classroom using laptops and projectors. Towns and cities have malls. By airplane. 1. Libraries. 2. Letters. 3. Hand. 4. Horse. 5. Boat. 6. Cities. Okay. Now complete the table with information about the present. In your notebooks, use your notes to write a composition about whether you agree or disagree with this statement. يعني من خلال الجدول، من خلال المعلومات اللي جمعتها في الجدول، بيقول لك اكتب موضوع تعبير، هل انت تتفق ولا ترفض هذه العبارة. Life was better in the good old days. الحياة كانت أفضل أيام زمان. صح ولا لا؟ هتذكر، تعمل مقارنة ما بين الحياة قديما والحياة حديثا. Write 150 to 170 words. هتكتب تقرير في حدود 150 ل 170 كلمة. Before you start writing, follow this paragraph, plan and map out your ideas using a graphic organizer. بيقول لك هنا قبل ما تبدأ كتابتك اتبع الخطة وتعمل اوتلاين او رتب افكارك باستخدام جرافيك اورجانيزر. Introduction. المقدمة. What does the phrase the good old days mean to you? ماذا تعني عبارة أيام زمان بالنسبة لك؟ Describe how life was different for most people in the good old days. صف الحياة، كيف كانت الحياة مختلفة عن معظم الناس أيام زمان. Was it better or worse than it is now? هل الحياة كانت أفضل ولا أسوأ الآن؟ هل الحياة كانت أفضل ولا أسوأ عن الآن؟ Give your personal opinion with reasons. أعطي رأيك بشخصي ومع ذكر السبب. Do you agree or disagree with the statement؟ هل تتفق أو ترفض العبارة؟ Why وذكر السبب. Conclusion. Say why you think the people who think life was better in the past are right or wrong. في الخاتمة بتذكر لماذا الناس تعتقد أن الحياة كانت أفضل في الماضي، أو ده كان رأي صح ولا رأي خطأ، وتذكر السبب. This is a model topic. ده نموذج لمثال للموضوع. Every time we have a family party, it seems like my parents and aunts and uncles start talking about the good old days. As I sit there, I wonder, why were the good old days so good? Well, I began thinking about this and I seem to understand. The first thing that most parents or older people tend to mention is the fact that they had no worries. Another thing that I noticed was the fact that they had little or no technology, and lastly, everything back then was much cheaper. When anyone thinks about the past, they get this idea of a kid with no worries in the world. This is really the truth. Kids do not have any major worries in their life. As I continue to grow, I take on more responsibilities, and with this comes the stress linked to them. Another thing that popped into my mind when I thought of the good old days was the fact that there was little or no technology. This made life much more different than the life that we have today, which is based on technology. Today, basically, everyone has a cell phone, and when someone doesn't have a cell phone with them, they feel like they are missing something. It is starting to become part of our lifestyle if it hasn't already. Although this technology has its ups, I honestly think that a life without technology would be much better. Technology has made people extremely lazy. And instead of going over to someone's house to visit him, you just call their cell phone or text them. Many other things have changed dramatically. Finally, I prefer to call those days golden days instead of good old days. Think about your own abilities and answer this question. دلوقتي اتكلم على قدرتك واتكلم على ايه امكانياتك واجب على هذه الاسئله. What could you do when you were younger that you can't do now? I could when I was younger. You can say, I used to play very simple games. I used to walk for long distance. But we can say, I could play very simple games. I could walk for long distances when I was younger that I can't do now. What can you do now that you are proud of? I can help my parents at home. I can make great projects. I feel proud of it. What do you do? What do you hope you will be able to do in the next 10 years? I hope I will be able to travel to space. I hope I will be able to do or to end the pollution. What has learning English helped you to do? We can say, learning English has helped me to understand foreigners or understand the English films. What can you do better than all of your friends? I can help people from the bottom of my heart. I feel happy when I help poor people. Now you are going to give your feedback. Look at the outcomes on page 55 of the series book. How did you find listening to a program and talking? You have to give me your opinion. Was it easy or difficult, useful? So please do this survey and give me your point of view or your feedback. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Until we meet again, goodbye.